Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Drop Gems, back with another gem for you. And man, oh man, do we have a large one today. A very well known, one of the most popular horror series. Who is in a Ghostface? This is it. Scream 5, 2022. We're calling it Scream 5, Scream 2022, however you want to refer to it. And here it is, people. And boy, oh boy, do we have a real big mess up. You know, trying to stay as calm as possible in this rant, but man, was this film a huge disappointment for me. I rented this movie for about $9 or $8 about a month or two after it came out. Waited on purpose, like I always do, because I wait on purpose because these movies these days I know are not worth the gripping price of admission and time. So I wait till I'm ready to watch it, and man, I wasn't ready in a bad way. You know what I mean? We're gonna go over the movie in a little bit. You know, not scene by scene as I do, but I'm gonna jump all over the place and give you my fucking straight analysis of this movie, my rant of this whole. Now, first off, we cannot compare any of these movies to the original. That's your first fatal mistake, is doing that. So I'm not going to be comparing this movie to the original. I'm going to try to stop doing that and not do that at all, and just give the movie a chance to stand on its own and see what happens. But they don't let the movie stand on its own. Obviously, we know that. Spoiler alert, of course, with this rant. As in every review I do, there will always be spoilers. Fuck all that review shit, dumb shit. Go see shit first. We're going right into the meat of it. And, they do refer to flashbacks to Billy Loomis in the first one, connecting the daughter, saying that he had a daughter. So they do put the first movie out there. They put it in there. They say, hey, look, compare us to the first movie because we're referencing the first movie. So, man, oh man, when you do something like that, you know, that's where you're crossing a line. You're really going to deep to territory you don't want to be in, because you want to have your movie stand out from the rest and be its own thing. So I gotta say, I want to always point out good things in with any movie. Of course, obviously, I want to have good things to say with it. But we'll get to that. But let's stick to a little bit of this film and the opening scene. So straight out the opening scene, Ghostface does this routine of calling, of course, on the phone, calls someone randomly. It's a person you obviously don't know or to give a fuck about, and she is not killed in the opening scene. She happens to survive. It's probably maybe the first time in a Scream movie in an opening scene someone has survived the attack, and lived to tell about it. So that's what threw me off, because so now that her surviving put me in the position to say, well, maybe she's a red herring, she's involved somehow, bada bada bada. Anyways, so they really, I want to use this word convolute. I never really used it, but I've heard it used, and it sounds like just a bunch of shit in a room, that word. So I'm basically just gonna say that about these characters and the story, and they just put shit in a room and just see what sticks. So they throw shit to the wall and see what sticks the best. I mean, I hate it. I don't like it. They obviously phone it in, and it's, man, you know, Ghostface, of course, isn't scary. I mean, he's funny. I mean, he's like a Chucky kind of thing. He's a mix between Chucky and that's really it, something else, and a slasher. But, anyways, so my question is, also they have this actor, as you know from 10, 13 Reasons Why, Open House, Don't Breathe, really cool actor, and they just kill him off within, don't even expand or give him any scenes, and they just kill him off within whatever of the movie. So it's a movie with a lot of young characters, a lot of young actors, and they try to bring in the legacy characters. First of all, the legacy characters are 60 years old by now. They look like 80 years old. They walk like 80. They shouldn't be carrying guns. I don't fucking feel any kind of adrenaline when I see Sidney Prescott these days, or Gail Weathers, or Dewey. And man, it's just a high disappointing film. I mean, to me, the legacy characters are old as dirt. They can't even fucking move. They're in one or two scenes, and that's it. It's a terrible, terrible way to make a movie, because you're not doing anything new. Um, And of course, we know Dewey dies, Dewey bites it, he eats shit, and that's probably one of the coolest scenes of this whole movie. And that's not even that cool at that, because I really didn't give a fuck. Because you knew somebody was gonna die, and might as well be Dewey. He's living alone in a fucking Winnebago shed, so nobody gives a shit. And man, you got these flashback scenes with, you know, I don't know. You got these flashback scenes with Billy Loomis, and I always like, Skeet Ulrich in the role. I love Billy with Stu. We love that. We want to bring it back. We want to bring it back, but oh shit, I don't know how he even had a kid when he was like only 17 or 16 years old in that movie. Get the fuck out of here with this shit, you know? And I hated it. I hated that shit. I hated that she was seeing him. I hated it. It just didn't make sense to me, and that he would even have a child when he was just a child himself. And it's just fucking stupid. So, and of course, like I said, my biggest take out of this is I didn't care for the two killers at the end either way. They weren't impressive to me. Nothing new, nothing scary, nothing psychotic, nothing. I don't know. So that's the big disappointments I have with Scream 2022. I do want to briefly, I don't know, maybe, jeez, there's not really. I mean, how can you really talk about this movie and praise this movie? I mean, I know a lot of people on YouTube. I've seen them. They praise the movie. They love the movie. They got the. I don't even know what they're saying to praise the movie. There's no fucking valid points to say because it'd be counteracted with an obviously logical point of this fucking movie. What a waste of shit it was. I thought it was a complete piece of shit compared to even previous Scream movies. Scream 4 shitted on this, and that's the bottom line. I'll hold it to my grave. Scream 4, Wes Craven directed, shit on this movie. That's right. Nev Campbell, do not do a Scream movie without Wes Craven. You should have not. But the money is what's up. And he probably told her that before he conked. He probably said, listen, just do these fucking movies. Make your money for you. You know what I mean? Make your money. So let's be real. She said she would never do it, just like Carpenter said he wouldn't do it, and he did it for the money. He's back with that triple trilogy. And look at Sidney Prescott, of course, Nev Campbell back for the money. She can't even walk. She can't even lift a gun. She can't do shit in the movie. They're maybe in one scene at the end, and it's just a terrible, terrible way to treat people. To treat me as a moviegoer, to treat me as a person, to treat me as a Scream fan, to fucking shit in my face and spit in my face with this kind of movie. And these characters, I want to talk about a couple of these characters. Let's go to these characters. I mean, who gives a shit about the characters? I mean, that's the only thing I have a gripe against is who cares? Like, I wish I could care. I wish I could tell you something about the characters, but I can't because I really don't give a fuck. So, wow, I get long-winded because this rant just takes a lot out of me. It takes a lot out of me, to watch Scream, Scream 2, even Scream 3, and Scream 4, and to come to Scream 2022, and this is what we have. So, there's a lot of other points I probably want to rant on about the movie, but basically I just summed it up for you. If you're thinking about seeing a Scream movie, you don't want to see this as your first fucking Scream movie ever. It is complete shit, and that's it. And, yeah, you want to see Scream to 1996. And then you want to see Scream 2, and then you want to see Scream 3, and then you want to see Scream 4. You don't want to see this fucking piece of shit. So, Scream, it made me scream in utter dismay, in utter horror of how shitty this movie was. And I regretted renting it for the $9. I really did. I feel sorry for people that paid full ticket price because they really fucked up on this movie. I want to go over a little bit of the synopsis quickly. So they're referring to the first movie, of course, right in the beginning. And, a woman is attacked. Like I said, a student is attacked. She survives. She ends up in the hospital. Of course, we introduce a strange older sister, Sam Carpenter. Such effort with the character names. Obviously, a reference to John Carpenter. And Wes Hicks, by Wes Hicks. I just want to fucking crawl out my skin when I'm reading this fucking synopsis because it just fucking. Anyways. Seems like a fucking 5-year-old wrote this shit. And one of Tara's friends about the attack, blah blah blah. The sister's a half sister, blah blah blah. It triggers some kind of shit where she knows she's Pretty Loomis is her father, and she's seeing him and blah blah blah. It's just stuff like that. They team up to stop the Ghostface killer, who's calling Sydney and telling Sydney to get to here. And Gail Weathers is there, of course, and Dewey's there, and blah blah da da da. It's a cat and mouse bullshit. You're introduced to the legacy characters. You're introduced to new characters. You're supposed to give a fuck. You don't. And then yeah, Ghostface really doesn't really. I don't even remember him really killing anybody but Dewey. So it really wasn't even. He fucked up in the beginning. Ghostface fucks up in the beginning and doesn't even kill the first character. He didn't even kill her. He didn't even finish her. So that was a fuck up right there. Ghostface does not let you live in the beginning of the movie. He fucking kills you. Period. When you're alone with Ghostface, the only one that fucking lives is, Dewey, Gale, and the legacy characters, and Nev, of course, Sydney. But all these other characters, man, it's a bunch of shit. And obviously, Ghostface is just declined, and he will always decline and not be scary and just be predictable, and that's it. So basically, let's get through the synopsis. Sorry for that little rant in the middle there, but I love it. So fuck that. So Chad and Mindy are both attacked, blah 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 blah. There's a fake attack, blah blah. Dewey's killed, and he says a line that everybody's gonna say, "Oh, it's an honor," which is okay. It was, yeah, fuck yeah, hell yeah. So cool. As a fan, you gotta love that shit. And yeah, so that's it. He's talking about, hey, at the end, it's the dude, the boyfriend, and this other chick, and yeah, they just want to make a movie, they want to make money, blah blah blah, and that's it. And I just don't believe I fucking care to say any more about this shit. I really don't. And like I said, it was my advice. Don't watch it. I just watch the other Scream movies and stay away from this shit like it never existed. It's definitely a money grab, and that's all it's ever gonna be with any of these movies anymore. And that's the truth. And anyone else that says on YouTube differently is a fucking liar, and they're a part of it. They're a part of it because they're already making money by what they're saying, by hating or by giving great reviews or whatever they're saying. I'm a hater. I'm a piece of shit. But they're saying the real talk, dropping a gem on a real fucking movie and telling the truth about the movie, not some dick riding bullshit, alright? Because you're afraid to go against the wave that's coming your way. You're afraid because you don't want shit to change for you. You don't want shit to go downhill. Well, these fucking movies are going downhill. My pocket's going downhill. My mind is going downhill with this shit. That's why I had to create a fucking YouTube channel to fucking get out there and tell people with the F-bomb every second what movies are shit and what movies are good. So far, I'm ranting on every movie, and I don't mind. I will continue to rant on movies that are shit. But if they're good, I will tell them that they are good. And I will tell you what makes them good. But if they're bad, they're bad. And if I could say something good about this movie, I would say something good. There's nothing to say good. This is shit. This is shit. They're very old, people. They're very old. If you see the end of this film, they cannot even move. They cannot even walk. Look at this. This is a scene from the film. Look at, she's holding the gun. She's supposed to be in action. She's smiling. Just take a look at this. And I can't even see a bigger shot, but this is just, it's pathetic. It's fucking sickening to watch these two women move. They can't even move. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, and I knew what it was all about. So, yeah, even to get Skeet Ulrich back in the role, look at this. Look how fucking old he got. Look how fucking old. And I didn't mind it, though. That's the thing. I didn't mind seeing him. I wanted him. I wanted Stu. I wanted some kind of connection. Sure, they dropped it with you know, the daughter connection, which is stupid once again. Not thinking, just don't giving a fuck, and just putting it in there. I mean, yeah, whatever. I don't know how he had a child, but I mean, let's be real, So in the end, I'm not. I don't want to stop because I still want to talk about Scream. There's plenty of more shit that's probably in my head about Scream, but I just can't have it. I just can't let it go because it's a complete failure, and it's just crap to me and it's shit to me. And I see other YouTubers, I see people on YouTube loving this shit, praising this movie, and you're a fucking liar. And I'll tell you to your face, you're a liar, because you are a liar. And the only reason you're doing it is because you do see your subs go up and likes go up, comments go. That's fine, man. That's all good. I'm not hating on that. I'm hating on the fact that you're lying to the people, because this movie is shit. All right, Stu, Billy, they agree it's shit, and they would stab the shit out of it if they could. They ended up stabbing themselves because they knew that there shouldn't be a sequel. They knew there was going to be a sequel, but they couldn't handle the sequel. So, but I'm telling you, you know, Ghostface has become just a weak ass fucking murderer, or just a weak villain, very weak, and they made it that way. They made it that way. You know, the Scream community, whatever you want to call it, the Scream diehards or Nev Campbell, them, they did it that way. Wes Craven around, it was still scary. Scream 4 is shitting on this movie, Scream 5. It is destroying it. Anyone that says different is a liar once again. And their motives are not motivated by real talk. They're not motivated for love of the franchise. They're not motivated for truth. So, am I happy that we got a Scream 5? No, I'm not, because I didn't give a fuck either way, because I'm a super fan, but it didn't matter to me, because you're going to fuck it up, and that's what they did. They fucked it up. So I just want to emphasize that point, that when I rant on these movies, and people out there, maybe they do rant on them as well, or they don't, or I'm not saying that they have to love it or hate it. They can have a mixed opinion. They can love it or hate it. That's what I'm saying. They can do whatever they want, but don't be biased. Don't be biased for a reason that we can tell. And if you can't tell, then you guys are enjoying their videos. That's fine. I enjoy them as well. That's why I'm talking about that area, because I enjoy it as well. It's something that interests me, and I don't understand why sometimes people want to lie about reviewing movies and telling the truth about things. And I do know why. Because they don't want to drop gems. They just want to get your ass in the seat, or the ass to click, or that ass to sub, that ass to keep coming back. And it's their asses, maybe that's all they know to talk about. Maybe that's all they know. They don't know much else to talk about. Other movies or other subjects or reasons. They don't want to go deep into movies and tell the truth, because it's going to hurt and offend people, and I understand that, but I'm offended and I'm hurt when these movies can't come out and people praise them. I'm hurt. So praise a good movie, yes. Praise a shit movie, no. So I think I went long enough on this rant. It's a rant that I've wanted to do for a while, and like I said, I think I covered up. I feel relieved. See, when I get these rants out, I feel fucking relieved, and I can let this movie just sit in its own shit and wallow, so it can never come back. Ghostface, a flamethrower, and yeah. So that's about it. Let's move on, because I got plenty of other movies to shit on, and if not, maybe to love. Who knows? I might surprise you with a fucking praising one, which I think I'm gonna do and switch it up. So this just put me in this foul, stale mood. Alright guys, so thanks for listening to this rant. Scream 5. My advice is, do not go see this fucking movie. Just see Scream 1996 and you'll be a happy motherfucking camper. See Scream 2, 3, and 4, you'll be even happier. Skip this piece of shit. Thanks guys, dropping gems. We'll always drop gems here. We will always drop gems. Thanks for listening. Thanks for everything. Go watch a fucking movie. Tell me about it. I'll review it. I'll talk about it. Yes, drop gems. Love ya.